Welcome everybody, this is Nightsaber Z42, and today we are going to start a brand new Let's Play. This is going to be Pillars of Eternity. Now, I've always wanted to do this game on the channel for the longest time, and when I was still living in my apartment, like at least 2 years ago, I actually started recording this game, and I did quite a bit for it. Unfortunately, when my external hard drive crashed, I lost all of the footage with it. And so, I'm going to pick it back up as one of my big summer projects alongside Salt and Sanctuary. So, this will probably be uploaded at least 3 times a week. Probably on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because these types of videos are going to be between 45 minutes to an hour long. I will definitely not go over an hour. I will do some cuts if it tries. So there is that. So while we are at it, we're definitely going to get started here. I did some changes to the options, mainly in terms of the auto pause feature. Whenever a character dies or the enemy is spotted, whenever my weapon is ineffective or when combat starts, pause. Basically, I definitely want enemy spotted checked, because if we try to start sneaking around, if I'm not paying attention, then the game will go ahead and pause it, telling me that there's an enemy spotted. Graphics are pretty good. Sound, yeah, so that's gonna do. This video is going to be probably one of the only videos that is short, and this will be released alongside part 1. Of course, this is going to be the fabled character creation episode. Wow. Path of the Dam. Yeah, we're gonna do it on hard because I have not played through the entire game yet, so Path of the Dam would not be good. Receive a bonus to most stats and encounters, have many more enemies. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it on hard. I do not have the White Winter unlocked yet, or the expansion unlocked or purchased yet, but I will definitely do that after I beat the game. Obsidian Entertainment presents Pillars of Eternity. Oh, I'm so excited. In conversations, your main character does the talking, but companions may sometimes interject their opinions and ideas. In scripted interactions, more members of the party are able to participate. Yay! Although it seems like everything is frozen from the loading. Oh boy. Come on. There we go.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
We will go no further tonight. Alright, so we get to fully customize our character, and we are gonna definitely take a look at every option, especially if you've not seen or played Pillars of Eternity. But I think for my own purposes, I'm going to play as male. because I am going to fully voice act this, and I really don't want to have to do a female voice for that. So we're going to go ahead and select male. Now we have human, Amawa. The mighty Amawa are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as Rautani, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. They have a might of +2. We have dwarves. By virtue of land covered and number of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in the Dyrwood and Valian republics and almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. They have a might of +2 and dexterity -1 and a constitution of +1. Now note in this game, it does not make mention of dwarves in magic. And I think that's pretty cool, because in other games like Dragon Age, and there's another game that I was thinking of, where dwarves have no affinity for magic. So very interesting. Elf. Elves are the dominant race in Air, Glenfath, and the White That Went, and are extremely common in the Dyrwood and Adir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as commonly isolationist nature. They have a dexterity of +1 and a perception of +1. We have Orlan. Orlans are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlans are commonly found in Ir Glanfath, the examidal plains, and parts of the Dyrwood. They are known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. They have resolve +1, might -1, and perception +2. Cool. We have the godlike. The godlike are children of the Kith, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. They have a dexterity of +1 and an intellect of +1. So, let's see. Oh, of course, then we have humans. Commonly called folk, are the most common race in the Dyrwood and the Adir Empire, Old Valia, and the Valian republics. Though not as large as the towering Awamawa, humans are known for their strength and willpower. And so, I'm thinking of doing either human or Orlan. And, I kind of like the idea of doing Orlan. Mainly because I want to be a spellcaster. So I think that would be fine. Get the resolve +1 and perception +2. I think that would be pretty nice. I'll go ahead and do that. Now we can choose between two different kinds. The Hearth Orlan are often found as slaves in Red Ceres and the Valian republics. One of the treaty terms between the Dyrwood and the people of Ir Glanfath was the liberation of Orlan slaves, and while this has been honored, many Hearth Orlans continue to live in the Dyrwood as indentured servants. A minor threat. When attacking any target that is also being targeted by a teammate, Hearth Orlans convert some of their hit points into crits. That is actually really awesome. And Wild Orlans are the original Orlans who lived in the deepest forests and jungles between the tropics. While they have only been significantly separated from Hearth Orlans for 1,000 years, a few genetic differences have appeared rapidly, most notably a lack of facial hair in the Hearth Orlan branch. Wild Orlans are common in the deep reaches of the Ir Glanfath. Unlike their Hearth Orlan brethren, they are not often seen in the Dyrwood, Red Ceres, or the Valian republics. And they have the Defiant Resolve. After being subjected to a wild will attack, Wild Orlans temporarily gain a bonus to all defenses. I'm definitely going to do the Hearth Orlan because I like the idea of possibly being a slave in the past, and that'll go really great with our backstory that I'm kind of thinking about. We're going to be a wizard, I think. Enchanters are summoners, I think. No, that's not right. What is that? Cipher. Oh, the psychic people. I don't want that so much. I think I'm gonna go straight up wizard. Because I do love spellcasters. I love playing spellcasters in RPGs. The masters of academic magic. Wizards are students of arcane tradition that stretch back beyond the boundaries of recorded history. Wizards are a highly organized group, often forming academies or guilds devoted to research and development in magical studies, and tend to favor environments where inquiry, experimentation, debate, and the dissemination of knowledge are encouraged. Many accomplished wizards eventually become known for their eccentricity, their egos, and unquenchable interest in all things arcane and occult. And we get the starting abilities of Arcane Assault, mid-range attack that hits a small area for raw damage and can leave targets dazed. And we get some spells, basically. And we get to choose what our spells. And I'll talk about spell casting when we actually get there. We have Lore +2, Mechanics +1, Endurance, and all of our starting accuracies are basically low to very low. And that's how much we get per level, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So we're going to start off as a Wizard Orlan, Hearth Orlan. Awesome. Let's go ahead and we'll get our spells. Now we have a lot of level 1 spells to go through. And I might not go ahead and read through all of them. Basically, oops. I want spells that can stop an enemy. That's not what I wanted. Can I not see the spell? There we go. Calls a blindingly white icy fog into existence, inflicting blindness and freeze damage over time to any in the area of effect. So we can blind a target. Eldritch Aim boosts our aim. Plus 15 accuracy for 10 seconds for a short period. Yeah, and that's only for us. We can't convert that into our companions. Ghost Blades. Damage, Fleet Feet, power the target with a natural speed, increasing their movement rate. Although they do get some defense when disengaging, and that's a big thing about combat in this game. When you only, or most, actually every character can only engage a certain number of targets, and then they have to move on to something else. You can disengage by moving away, but then the enemy, of course, gets like backstabs and stuff. If you've played Dungeons and Dragons, attack of opportunity, minor missiles, spirit shield, thrust of tattered veils, and wizard's double. I actually don't know what that one does. Creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting the caster a high deflection bonus until he or she is hit or crit. Ooh, plus 40 deflection. That's nice. Thrust of the tattered veils, a quick strike of crushing force, dealing little damage but having a high chance to disrupt enemy spellcasters. That's gonna be really good for. I get, how many spells do I get? Okay, Thrust of tattered veils is gonna be 1. Minoletta's minor missile is probably gonna be 2. Chill fog will be 3. I'm really sad that there's nothing that's really freezing. Maybe no. Eldritch Aim, not. Sunless Grasp. What does that do? The caster's hand becomes so cold as to freeze what they touch. Does freeze damage and reduces its accuracy of the enemy. I don't really plan on being close. Slicken is actually pretty good as well. Inflicting knockdown on anyone in the area of effect. Well, we'll take that. That's kind of the spell that I was looking for. And Spirit Shield, what does that do? Plus 2 damage reduction, plus 30 concentration for 45 seconds. Nah, we'll do that when we level up. Actually, how many spellcasters will we see in the beginning? Yeah, okay. We'll get rid of Thrust of Tattered Veils for Spirit Shield. And we'll click next. Okay, our stats. Points left. Our biggest thing is going to be intellect. And might represents the character's physical and spiritual strength, brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. During interactions, it can be useful for intimidating displays and acts of brute force. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing as well as fortitude defense. So that's the big thing for wizard is the fortitude defense. I might not invest heavily in that, although it says that it's one of my main stats. So we'll have to see. Constitution is the combination of the character's overall health and stamina. Although it is not used much in interactions, it is sometimes checked to withstand pain or endure a physically taxing ordeal. In combat, it affects maximum health and endurance. It contributes to the fortitude defense. Endurance is very big in combat. Basically, in combat, you have two different HPs. You have your encounter HP, and then you have your overall main HP. If your overall main HP reaches 0, you're basically dead. If your encounter HP reaches 0, you're just knocked out, and it subtracts from your overall HP. So you can be revived at the end of the encounter. Dexterity is an abstraction of a character's hand-eye coordination, balance, and overall grace. In interactions, it can be used for sleight of hand and fast reaction. In combat, it affects the character's action speed with all attacks, spells, and abilities and contributes to the reflex defense. I'm probably going to buff this up a little bit because I want to be able to cast spells very quickly. Perception, not so much. Perception represents a character's sense as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. In interactions, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy and reflex defense and grants a bonus to interrupt. Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. Intellect, probably my main stat overall for wizard. Intellect represents a character's logic and reasoning capabilities. In interactions, it can be useful for deduction, sudden realizations, and problem solving. In combat, it contributes to the will defense and influences durations and areas of effects for all abilities and talents. Highly recommend for wizard, of course, because intelligence is a wizard's main stat. What else does it say? Okay, nothing. Resolve reflects a character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and the emotional intensity they can project to others, and can be useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defenses. Concentration is big because when you are doing spells, you want to concentrate. That means if you're being hit, you're going to do concentration checks. And if a concentration doesn't pass, your spells are failed. They get interrupted. So I'd probably take that one more than might. But I don't know. I really don't know. We're going to go ahead and bump up intellect as much as we can. Actually, what's the maximum we can get? 18? Might as well do that. Bump up our dexterity some, resolve another point, and then we'll go ahead and bump some points into might. There we go. I think that is kind of balanced for us. Intellect is going to be our main stat. I want to get some more dexterity to cast quickly for sure. Probably more so than might. I want to switch those two around. Get more dexterity than might. We'll go ahead and do that. Next. Okay, our culture. The Eora Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Woo woo! Though the empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Edir is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. We have the Deadfire Archipelago, consisting of the nations of Nasitak, dozens of Aomawa settlements, and hundreds of lawless, pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Aomawa, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. The Examedal Plains, located in the northeast of Ir Glanfath, the Examedal Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by humans and Orlon residents. The Examedal culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. We have the Old Valia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Valia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations, counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks. The Old Valian countries are still forces to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. The Ruatani, dominated by the Aomao nation of Rauatai, the Gulf itself is host to a number of nations, most of them Aomawa, Orlan, and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the east. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who can take them, though the entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. The Living Lands is the mountainous region in a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races and a variety of colonial and independent settlements. The White That Wends. Awesome name, by the way. A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the White That Wends is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. Now I'm going to go back to my Hearth Orlan because most found in our Glanfath and parts of the Dyrwood in the Exometer Plain. Actually, I want to go to the Hearth Orlan stuff. Yeah. And the Red Serras. And the Valium Republics, okay. Okay, so Red Serras or the Valian Republics would probably be a place for where I can become born or the Exometer Plains. And Red Serras, his neighborhood in the north, and the Valian. That's gonna be the Old Valia. I think becoming from the Exometer Plains would be pretty good. We could be Old Valia, which is that. I guess that would also do because. Yeah, because they would have been slaves in Valia. Old Valia would be up to the north, correct? That's what they were saying. Red Serras is to the north. Okay, Dyrwood's neighbor to the north, Red Serra. So Red Serra is up to the north. And the Valian Republics lie to the south of Dyrwood and Eora Glenfath and are ruled by... Okay. Okay. Oops, culture. I think Old Valia would do. Because Exometer Plains is Glanfath, or Eora Glanfath is close by. It actually doesn't have the area up north of the Dyrwood. Okay. So we're going to be from Old Valia. That also gives us an intellect of +1. So... there we go. Now we're going to choose our background. And of course, as you probably have guessed, I'm probably going to choose slave. Not for any bonus things, but because... what's the dissonant? Nah. Mainly because that seems to go with our background and where we're from. So you have never known freedom. Shackles and chains have bound your existence, and someone has told you what to do your entire life. And so we are going to get an athletics +1 and survival +1. And those are some skills that we can get. And the backgrounds there's like 10 of them all together, and they give you different bonuses, although some of them kind of give you the same. So it's just for flavor. So I'm going to go with slave. And we're going to choose our portrait. I actually kind of like the colors here, although I would probably choose a more brighter orange, just because I like orange a little bit more. And then maybe a lighter blue or keep the same blue. I like it to be bold. My skin color. Kind of like that one. Actually, that one looks pretty ballin'. It could be a blue. I'm gonna go with that color. And though my hair is probably gonna become a different color. I like that brown. I think that's the brown that I started off with. Although I'm going to be changing my hairstyle anyways. I'm definitely not going for any blue colors. I cannot stand for the life of me people who have like those outrageous bright colors. It's like, yeah, we'll go with that. We're going to go with head 1. Hairstyle. Let's start all the way from number 1. Bald. Actually, it reminds me of oh, what's his name from Dragon Age? Dreadlocks, not so much. Not so much there. Nope. 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 Looks like 10 it is. Or was it 10? No, it was this one. All right, and portrait. These are all the portraits, okay. Oh, really? I only have 2 to choose from. I guess we're going with that one. Next.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am the leader of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Easy does it.
Yeah. Follow me. Let's go.
Quickly and quietly. Yeah?
I'll lead the way.
Ha! The better part of valor. Yes, I shall lead us.
Yeah, we'll go with Mystic. Enter name. Ooh, this is actually something I have not thought about. But usually when I play RPGs, if I am choosing a male, I would always go with Roland. I don't know why. Just rolls off the tongue, I guess. Roland. There we go. We are now done. That's our character. That means I'm going to press this done button and we're going to get started with the next episode. Sorry, it's been a long first episode for character creation, but that's where we are. And, yeah. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. So feel free to leave a comment down below. Check the description for that Facebook and Twitter information. And give this video a huge thumbs up. Support the rest of the series and subscribe. So you can see more videos like the next episode that you're going to watch, which is actually going to have gameplay and stuff. So there you go. See you in the next episode.